Okay, it's gonna go. I think it's going. Let me check. Hey, everybody. I got a little video to share with you real quick, and then I got a surprise. Josh on the beat. Yes, I will talk on the other time, say, all this brutality, I know it must get to a time when all this oppression by Nigerian military goes uprising within the body control. Why you be say? Now why you be say? Civilians celebrating the murder of military men who died by gunmen. Military killing innocent people. Government no acting. Now why you be say? For having that for checking point, people go celebrating. Shooting the innocent people. Government no acting. The innocent civilian is looking for money. The innocent civilian is looking for lawyer. The innocent civilian is come up fast. The innocent civilian has no right. Person for House of Reps. Look at the person for House of Rock. Look at the person should be head of innocent people. Government is fraud. Government no act. No government no talk. No military killing innocent people. Government no act. Them shoot and make a father. Them kill all for love for Port Harcourt. I'm shooting in the air. Government no act. Them kill all for Canada. Them keep it in the way come from Bayelsa. Military killing innocent people. Government no act. Them call them Yahoo boys. Them call them fraudsters. Them call them criminals. Them not give them court trial. If you get the gun and you dey wear uniform, if you be police or you be military, you dey kill innocent people and nothing dey happen to them. Every soldier will make a person mama childless, they go make mama childless. Every police will make a person wife widow, they go make a wife. And I know say it go happen. The monsters will be and you will gun them down. Terrorists when them supposed to kill them, kill them for military. Terrorists when them supposed to kill them, put them gun. They will send them to Port Harcourt. They will go send them to Uzor. They will send them to Aba. They will go send them to Onitsha. They will send them to Lagos. They will send them to kill. 2020, kill people for Lekio. Don't make many more that's childless. Them regular
Hey everybody, it's me, Susan, and I got a surprise for you today. I have Mr. Uzor Articles here, and we wanted to just have like a casual discussion. No, nothing formal. You know, I'm not fancy. I'm a human being, just like everybody else. And again, I apologize because I'm not very good at computers, but I'm learning, and my son is showing me. So anyways, today is a special day for me because today is Mother's Day and I'm a mother of 3 boys here in the US. And I wanted to wish everybody all over the world and the globe happy Mother's Day and how important your mothers are. And I just wanted to use Mother's Day as a little reason why I want to what I want or lead into what I want to discuss about today. As a mother, we care about our children and we want to protect our children. We want the world a better place for our children. So part of that is being a freedom fighter and fighting for Biafrans. Hello, Mr. Uzor Articles.
Hi, how
Hi,
are you?
good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Happy Mother's Sunday.
Thank you. So anyways, being that I'm a mother and I see a lot of atrocious things happening in Biafra land, especially to children and to other mothers like me and grandmothers, I'm going to speak out today. And normally a mother would encourage her children and a mother would swaddle her children and love her children and protect her children. And that's true. But then you got some children that you might have to, should I say, not discipline. You got to discipline your children. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about disciplining the governors, the Southeast governors as my children today, because they're acting like a bunch of children that need disciplined. And any saboteur out there that's trying to sabotage the freedom of people and the safety of children and women in the future. So anyways, do you want to talk about anything, Mr. Uzor?
Yeah, ladies first, just gonna start, then I'm gonna chip on something when you start or say something.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about 2 or 3 Southeast governors in particular today. Okay. And I got a message for you, Southeast governors. Yes, it's me again having a message for you. And I hope you are going to see this and hear my message very clear, because I'm a woman. I love children. I want a good future for my children and my grandchildren. And mothers all over the world, including in Biafra land, want a future for their children and want something better for their children. And you, Southeast governors, are preventing us from having a safe environment for our children and for our women who are mothers and grandmothers. And I got a problem with it. So I'm going to face you today. And you might laugh. You might say, who is this girl from the US, or who is this little mosquito bothering me every day? But I got, I'm going to let you know from the heart that it's going to stop. First of all, I'm keeping evidence of any Southeast governors what they're doing. Okay. And we do talk to our congressmen here in the US. So that's number one, what I'm going to do to protect my children and other people's children, because whatever happens in Nigeria with terrorists and insecurity happens over here with my children, can affect my children over here in the US. So Southeast governors, why are you going against your own people when you see the evidence in front of you of people murdering children and women? That's what I want to know. Are you motivated by money and greed? Do you believe in what the Fulani terrorists are doing to these women and children? Or do you just not care? I need to know. As a US citizen, I want to know. So that's what I'm asking the Southeast governors, and I'm going to hold you to it because, you know, even though I'm a mother here in the US, I don't keep my motherhood in this household. I offer my motherhood to people who don't have a voice, who don't have a mother, and for people that are being persecuted and can't do anything about it, but I can in this free society. So Southeast governors, Hope Udazima, and yeah, I mispronounced names, I'm sorry. So we got Hope Udazima in Imo State. The military comes to Imo State in Orlu, starts shooting up everybody, and they don't even make sure a person is part of whatever group they're going after. They just start shooting innocent people at will. Okay, why? Why is the military, who's compromised by terrorists, allowed to come in your state and shoot innocent people? Are you trying to prove a point and make yourself important? Are you trying to get the money and the greed from the Northern Caliphate? Are you trying to, how can you stand by and watch people, innocent people being murdered? And I have a problem with that as a mother. And the Southeast governors' wives, you all are Biafran women. How can you stand by and allow your husband, who's the governor, to allow this to happen to innocent women and children? I don't understand it. And you say you're in a free society. It doesn't sound very free to me. So I have a problem with that. And then also in the other governors, Governor Wicked, as I call him. Okay, Obibo. We got Obibo going on. Governor Wicked. Why? Why are you killing innocent people that you don't even know if they're part of a group or not? That is called war crimes. That is called crimes against humanity. That is people's fathers. That are people's sons. Us mothers have had enough. And even though I'm an American, and you might be asking yourself, she needs to mind her own business and stay out of our business here in Nigeria. Well, I got news for you, buddy, because your business will eventually come over here. So we're going to stop it over there before it comes over here. So I got a message for you, Southeast governors. I'm watching you from the US, documenting and saving videos of people posting innocent people getting slaughtered. And we will talk to our congressmen that are now openly speaking against the terrorist sponsoring Nigerian government. And that's what I have to say to the Southeast governors today as a mother. You want to say?
Cool. That's cool. Yeah. You know, before, like, the international community don't want to say anything about what's happening over there. So that's why I decided to take it to individuals. Because one thing, evil is evil. It doesn't matter where it's coming from, whether you're from Africa, whether you're from Europe, whether you're from America, whether you're from Asia. Evil is evil. We are all human. We're talking about humanity here. So we bleed same red blood. So we need to speak out for people. Anywhere evil is, we need to condemn it. And one thing about evil, if you don't condemn evil, actually it's just gonna come back to you one day, because this world is spherical, it revolves around the orbits. So whatever is garbage in, garbage out. So if you see something bad happening to your fellow man, if you don't say anything, definitely it's gonna come back to you. So this world we live in now is a world of evil. Everybody is seeing it, what's happening over there. So the world is getting crazy, and now we need to speak up as individuals, because most of these politicians have been writing international the bodies, but they don't want to say anything because of the gain, what they gain in Nigeria, because Nigeria is a contraction meant to destroy souls, meant to destroy talents. So this is a country they forced and claim is a country, but it's a contraction that means to destroy souls. You see how people die? They don't value lives. They don't value anything called humanity. What they value is cow. So if you don't destroy Nigeria, Nigeria will keep destroying people. So this is a contraction that meant to end as soon as possible, because if Nigeria don't end, people will continue to die. I thank Elohim for opening the eyes of people, because when was it 96, 2000, when we were battled, I was telling them all these things, they think we're joking. But now it's happening. Everybody knows what's happening. And thank God the international communities, they're waking up. Before I used to do interview with Biafrans, only Biafrans, but now I need to delve into international community, people that are not from Biafra, people that are not even from Africa. So that's why I keep reaching out people outside the terrain for them to put mouth on these things. So let them see what's happening, because the main media, they don't want to say anything. They don't want people to know what's happening over there. They keep on sweeping everything under the carpet. Enough is enough. We need to speak up. This is time for us to say the truth, what is happening. That these people are eliminating the children of God. Enough is enough. We're not going to stay here and watch things happen. We need to speak up. God Elohim made you for us. He made me for them. Because each and everything he created in this world wasn't meant to serve self, it was meant to serve others. The air was meant to serve people. The water you drink is meant to serve you. You as a human are meant to serve others. Elohim bless you for you to speak up for people. So we are here to speak up for people, and everything we're doing in this life is going to count up when we leave this earth. What are you going to remember for when you die? When are you going to remember for? We're here to speak about Biafra. Biafra must be free. Oduduwa must be free. Adwa must be free. Middle Belt must be free. Nigeria must end now, so that people will have a breath of life. Thank you.
And don't you think these Southeast governors should be aware? Don't you think these Southeast governors should be aware that these crimes that they're allowing to happen, it could be held against them? So if people lose their lives and later on down the road, if the international community decides to prosecute Nigeria for these crimes, their names are going to go down in history when people are being slaughtered and killed under their watch, whether it's the Nigerian government, the federal government or not, because it's the actual Southeast governors that are allowing these federal, going to the president and asking for these, that I call them compromised military, because we all know that out of the federal Nigerian government's own mouth and military, that they are inviting and repenting Boko Haram and allowing them in the military and police and sending them down to the Southeast and Southwest to the Oduduwas too, because they've been terrorizing the Oduduwas lately and sending truckloads of people down there too. And I have a feeling, I don't know, but I know in my spirit that these governors will be held accountable. And I hope they know that. And I hope they think twice before they not speak out against the Nigerian government. Because right now, our US congressmen, Southeast governors, I'm talking to you, our US congressmen are looking into this. And the US Africa Command, we can speak to our government here. It's not like there where the people can't have a voice. and we will let them know about these atrocities of innocent civilians getting killed. And you will be held accountable. So you need to think twice before you just allow the military and police to shoot up innocent people. And you can try to cover saying they're part of ESN or IPOB, but ESN and IPOB are not the terrorists running around in Nigeria freely, slaughtering, raping, stealing land, running amok. They're not the ones doing it. So the international community is already aware about what ESN and IPOB are doing. You are the only ones that want to ratify ESN and IPOB as terrorists. We do not see them as terrorists. They are trying to defend themselves in a government that has failed them. And that's the key word, failure. You have failed Southeast governors. You might want to recheck yourself and rethink about allowing military to come in your state and slaughter innocent people. Because you don't know who's IPOB and ESN. You can try to say it as an undercover slaughter mechanism, but people deserve due process in a democracy. You don't just go, the military don't just get a go and start shooting innocent civilians at will. That's not how a democracy works. And that is war crimes when the military just shoots innocent civilians. And later on, it might not be affecting you right now, Southeast governors, but later on, when this stuff gets charged to, then your name is going to be written in the history of these innocent civilians being slaughtered. Do you agree with me?
Exactly. The thing I'm not pissed off about them, these people you see, these Southeast governors you see, they are dead men walking. All of them are going to pay for that. So, and we're not going to wait for international community to persecute them because we're going to lynch them. They've been lynching us. They've killed a lot of people. And these ones you see are just a few. They just like accidentally you saw few. These people are the evil we are facing. Because the Fulanis cannot come from the north, from Futajalon to enter the eastern part of Nigeria, the Biafran land, without them letting them in. You watch the Anambra State Governor, what's he called, Obiano, open his mouth and say that if you kill one cow, you pay 500,000 naira. If you kill one person, you pay 500,000. So he is equating a human being life to that of cow. 500,000 naira you buy human being in Anambra State. This is a governor that meant to protect his state. This is the chief security of the state. He doesn't care about his people. And he's opened his mouth. This are number third, more terrorist, the worst terrorist group in this whole world, Militi Allah. And he opened his mouth, said he's working with them. They are in his office. And they be struggling people, killing people. He never come to condemn it. Watch out the one in Ebonyi State. He couldn't even stand up to call their names. He called them AK-47 headsmen.
Yes.
So afraid to mention Fulani headsmen. These are Fulanis killing your people, and you can't stand bold to condemn them. You're so weak. Why? Because of what you gain. You know what? These people have dementia. All these governors. You can imagine these people, someone with a right sense, you are recruiting the Fulanis to defend your land. You see the security they form, they call it, I don't know what they call it.
I don't even know what they call. I know the word, but I'm not even going to call it because honestly, what they put together is another security group to terrorize the people, not protect the people. They put another security group together to terrorize the people. And it's sad how the people, the citizens, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the citizens that are looking out for the good people and keep the terrorists away from the farms so the women can go and work and not have to worry about being raped. It's the citizens themselves that's trying to protect themselves. And the governors who were voted in there and entrusted to take care of the citizens, they're on the side of the terrorists.
Exactly.
us international community, people in the international community, we are astounded at this. Why are these Southeastern governors so like I don't know what happened. What drives them not to protect their people? Is it like, I don't understand. They love cows. Well, you're kowtowing, as we say in the US, that means you're kowtowing, following behind the terrorists, but you're not going after the terrorists, even though you see the terrorists raping people. You see the videos, you see the people going to the morgue all chopped up, you see the church vans going and picking up the dead bodies all chopped up, laying around in your state, but yet you don't want to do anything. And this is the thing, this is what the Southeast governors don't understand. The Fulani terrorists and their sponsors are like this. They just chatter and tell you everything your ears want to hear that's good. Like, you're going to get presidency or vice presidency. You're going to get so much money and live richly, and your children can go study abroad. But guess what? At what cost? Because at the end of the day, if the Fulani terrorists or Boko Haram take over Nigeria and you do not help to stop this, you will lose your life too to Boko Haram and the Fulani terrorists. They'll tell you everything they want you to hear now to get you to be a little puppet on a string. But when the time comes, when they want to take over, you're going to be under the gun to either accept their radical Islamic agenda or get your head cut off. That's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be selling your soul to the devil, literally. So,
the question I asked them, where are they going to hide after their tenure? Where are they going to hide?
I don't know, but I do know this. I can tell you this. We see you in the international community, Southeastern governors. I know you think we're nobodies, but I can assure you that we can speak to Africa Command, the U.S. Africa Command. We can talk to them. We've got congressmen, U.S. congressmen looking into this. And we have evidence after evidence after evidence.
It's piled up there in the office. Yes. They've got everything.
And it's going to, your name, this is the thing. I would rather stand with the people if I was a Southeast governor, because you're going to have three things coming up against you. If not, if you put your people in danger, those people are going to turn on you. Okay. Number one, that's number one. Number two, if you support the terrorists and kowtow to them, they are going to slaughter all of your people and all of your history, tribes, everything. And guess what? You're going to be next after they're done using you. Okay, that's number two. Number three, if you are helping the terrorists slaughter your own people using this disguise of military, the compromised military and police, then guess what's going to happen? The international community, when this comes to a head and there's a major genocide and we start prosecuting people over in Nigeria, your name is going to be on the prosecution list. So you've got three things coming up against you, Southeast governors. Not only that, but the worst of all, God Almighty. God will hold you to, if you have blood on your hands, God Almighty,
they got no conscience.
God Almighty is going to hold you to what you did.
Exactly. They got no conscience. So if you think about God, they think nothing is going to happen to them, but they're going to see it happen. The people is going to lynch them. Okay, one thing about all these things that's happening, you can recall one thing about evil. Evil begot evil. Whatever you sow, you reap. You know why Nigerians are suffering today? Let me explain, because I know a lot of the millions of people are watching this. Let me explain. I remember when IPOB guys, when they were with flags, telling the whole Nigeria to let them go their separate ways, that they're being marginalized. And these police people, Nigerian security, were shooting them dead. Could you imagine that all the Nigerians, the Oduduwas, the Ariwas, even the Niger Deltas, those that call themselves Niger Delta, all the Nigerians are so happy. Okay, them calling them, they tag them as a bear fraud. They are bear fraud. Kill them. These guys are so happy watching their fellow human being dead. I made a video then. I told them it's going to reach each and every one of you in Nigeria. All of you will start dying one after the other because in nature, you know, they say karma is a bitch. When you are happy, when evil is happening to your fellow brother man, before you know it's going to reach your doorstep. This is what is happening to Nigeria. That's why they're dying like flies because they don't deserve to live. These people are worse than devil himself. Why? These people will see someone dead. I had a lot of them as my friends. They will show you someone died, maybe in the States. Do you know what these Nigerians will start asking? Is he which tribe? From where? Is he if they once they tell them, oh, it's Biafra, oh, let him die, Biafra, or we are Dudua, or let him die, or we are Arua, or let him die, we are this. These are not these people are more dangerous than devil himself. That's why you see them dying like flies. Everyone is dying now, and now they want to separate. But when we are telling these people, let us separate in peace, they don't want it. Now they want to separate. Why? Because the death is around the corner. Everybody's dying now. Because once it touches them, they want to do something. But if it doesn't touch them, they don't care. This is why I want humanity to reason. It doesn't matter who you are, like you, it doesn't concern us. Yeah, it's my mom people. I have, we have a dual citizen, we can live anywhere you want to live. But
Right.
these people are human beings. It concerns us. We are human beings. When the Scottish people want to move out from the UK, I wrote for them. I supported them. Why? Because they're human. They need to be free. People need to be free.
Yes.
So we need to support humanity. It doesn't matter where you come from. That's why I keep involving international community individuals. Because I've been writing international communities don't care. They want to sap up the oil in Biafra land, air from France. So even the EU, they don't care about what's happening in Africa because in quotes they tag them black.
Yes.
Because once you attack black, you are meant to be killed. They don't care about you. And black, they call themselves in quotes, Westerners white. White. This is a slap. That's why I'm writing a book. I'm writing now. This is a slap to humanity. You don't equate people with color. You don't call people
No.
black. You don't call people white. You call them, mention the nationality. Like the people that doesn't know their nationality, like the African Americans in America, they are not black. They are African Americans, but they prefer to be called Black American. They don't want to associate themselves with Africa because this may be a mentality that they have distorted thinking. They want to be up there. Oh, I'm not African. I'm Black American. And I laugh when they brought out that synergy, Black Lives Matter. I asked them, how come Black Lives Matter? You know the meaning of black? Black means absence of color. Black means evil. Black means anything that prevents good things. Black means death. How can death matter? Death cannot matter. What matters about death is 6 feet. You open the ground and you bury the person. So what happened? What is supposed to do then? I told them is all life matters. African life matters. That is it. They are
Yes.
African. You have to be proud of who you are. You have to be proud of where you're coming from, not black. I want to leave this world to eliminate that thing called racism. You fall in love with anybody, marry anybody, intermarry, let's mix up. We are all human. One red blood, one race, one human race. When Elohim made us, he didn't make color, he didn't make different ethnicity. He made us but one human in his own likeness. So why are we dividing ourselves? Why are we hating ourselves? Why are we killing ourselves? Why are we making our life miserable? This life doesn't worth it. Life is so short. Let us live it as fullest. Highest we're going to live here, 80, 90 years. On we go. We are just window shopping in this life. But people don't understand. We need to live to show example to this world so that when we die, our name will reign from generation to generation. Shalom.
Yes. And I agree with that. And that's why I always tell people that if the devil can get you fighting about race and religion, he can get you preoccupied to see it, to what do you want to say, conquest you, or to divide you, to conquer you. Because if you're busy talking about race and religion and fighting amongst yourselves, the devil can come in like a flood. He's got you preoccupied and busy. That's why I tell people this is a good versus evil world. There's always evil that follows around good and tries to destroy what's good for the common people, the common good of the people. And right now, Biafrans, they have evil coming up against them. That's why I always tell people, you know, God don't have a brown or black or white heaven, you know. And I was always taught as a child, brown, black, or white, we are precious in God's sight. You know what I mean? There is no black or white heaven. So I want to speak to the Christians too. Well, the so-called Christians who say that they're a Christian, but yet, you know, they're dividing. We all know God don't have a white or black heaven, and we know God created us all equal to have freedom, free will on this earth. So we need to stop that. So if you're not fighting for your fellow human beings as a Christian, you are not being a true Christian in God's eyes and the word. So I want to say that real quick. I don't want to get into religion or Christianity or anything, but because I'm focused on humanity today, and I'm focused on good versus evil. And right now, I don't care who it is. No one has the right to come into somebody's community and start slaughtering people with machetes or moving cattle around, ruining people's farmlands and raping women. I don't care who you are, where you come from. That's not okay. That's not okay for me as a mother. And even though I have my own children, I don't want that to happen to any other child in this world, period. So the Southeast governors, a strong message to you: stop allowing innocent people to be slaughtered. And you know what? Stop this imaginary, oh my God, IPOB, ESN are terrorist groups. They're not terrorist groups. They're trying to protect the people that you failed to protect. Face that fact, Southeast governors, and face the fact that you failed, and that you failed miserably. And do something good for a change and stop supporting terrorists, because you will be, maybe not right now today, but later in time, either God will hold you accountable, the people that are suffering will hold you accountable, the international community will hold you accountable, and ultimately the terrorists might just kill you off just for the heck of it. And all those people's blood, all those people's lives and blood and children is on your hands. Look at your own kids and wives of these governors. If you're a wife of these governors and you have children with these governors, how can you sit back? If I was a wife of one of these Southeast governors, I would have to divorce him, literally.
Excellent.
I would tell my husband, I have to leave you because you're not the man that needs to lead my household. If you can allow children to be cut up with machetes in your state, but yet you are sponsoring the terrorists and their sponsors, and you cannot deny the fact that the Nigerian federal government is not sponsoring terrorists, because they are. It comes out of their own mouth. All you have to do is go YouTube them speaking or go to Channels TV, which brings up another problem in Nigeria, the media.
So it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. Like sometimes you hear what's happening in Nigeria, it seems as if it's a folk tale. But it's just real. All the governor is supposed to resign. And another thing I want Biafrans to do, those Biafrans living offshore, you know one thing about Biafran, like the Africans, they always want to get a passport. Oh, I want to be dual citizenship. Oh, I want to have a different passport. I want to do this. I want to do that. I'll tell them, or every time anywhere I meet them, yeah, I help them to get dual citizenship, but it doesn't worth it. Even if you like have 10 passports, like you see all my passports here, listen, it doesn't, when you reach the whole thing, when you bring out everything, your American passport or British passport, Canadian passport, people still gonna ask you, are you from where?
Mhm.
If you don't have a home, forget all the passports you bear. Even inside the passport, you're gonna write inside it, place of birth. Then you're gonna you put stinking country Nigeria there. That's shameful. And they're all gonna look at you as Nigeria.
And
Then what are you hiding? So yeah,
not
everybody
only
needs to stand up now to fight to get your country. Nigeria, everybody needs to be, all hands must be on deck to destroy Nigeria to get a hold. So you have Biafran passport.
yeah, and
That's your own.
not only that, but when you leave Nigeria, I understand you want to go for a better life. You want to escape the atrocities that are happening there and the danger on a daily basis. Like a person can't even go to work without being worried that they're going to get beat up by the police or stopped by the military or kidnapped by on the side of the road by Fulani terrorists hiding out in the bush. I get that. But when you leave, it's almost like you're leaving the women and children there. There's no
Exactly.
one to protect them. And I want to reference here in the US when people left England and decided to come start their own country and they found the US. It wasn't long before the colonizing England or British followed them and tried to conquer them after they left to get away from them. That's why I always say evil always follows good, anything good. But they were outnumbered and outmanned and outgunned, but they stood their ground and they fought for freedom and they won. They won against the colonizers. And I'm not saying, okay, for those people who don't believe in picking up a gun, you don't have to pick up a gun to fight. You can call. The international community needs to help the people in Biafra and Africa, period. But you can be in the international community and help call your government and bring these the proof of what's going on over there in front of your government. And the Biafran people, myself, those brave souls in Biafra, this is why I love you all. You all are so courageous. You show us the proof. Without you, we wouldn't even have the proof to show our governments. You're so courageous to put it out there. And even in what's supposed to be a democracy in Nigeria, they even try to threaten to kill people for posting things on social media. And I just feel like the people over there are so courageous. They face danger every day. I'm an American. I didn't grow up Biafran. I haven't even been to Biafra yet, but I feel their pain. I feel it because they've shared so much that you can't help but when you see it, you can't turn a blind eye no more. You can't just put it to the side and say, no, I'm not going to do anything and step up. This is humanity. These are my fellow human beings, and I'm your fellow human being. So I don't mind doing my part and a piece of the puzzle to fix this and to get freedom, because honestly, Nigeria has been hijacked. This is why I do not believe in one Nigeria. Nigeria has been hijacked by terrorists, and pretty much Northern Africa, West Africa has been hijacked by terrorists. And people cannot, a free, law-abiding, innocent people cannot prosper in a terroristic country. And this is why I support Nnamdi Kanu. He knows this. It's not just about IPOB and Biafrans want to separate from Nigeria. It goes beyond that. They know that these terrorists are ready to wipe them off of the map. And in their own land, it's as if somebody came to the US and started slaughtering people in the US. You think we're not going to fight back? They have every right to fight back.
Yeah, and I went to synagogue and I showed them the whole video, and they didn't believe. They were asking me, "Is this happening recent or is it for real?" I told them it's still happening. They're asking me why are they not mentioning Nigerian social media that these things are happening over there. So they've been bribed, they've been paid.
Yeah,
All
because
right,
if the government knows if they can take over the media and if they can take over the military, they can pretty much capture a whole country.
exactly. Exactly. That's why they're sweeping everything in the carpet. And they come, you know what they're doing in Ebony State? They kill you, they kill everybody there, and they will get their wives and they start living in the house of people they kill, the victims. Or some of these houses have been occupied by Fulanis. Can you imagine these people?
No,
And nobody's saying anything.
enough is enough. And this is why I'm coming on every Sunday, Mr. Uzor. I'm trying to get people in the international community that sees this to come online. Be brave, come online. Yeah, we might be shut down. Facebook might shut us down. The little terrorist whiny butts might shut us down, as I call them. But we're going to keep dusting ourselves off and standing up and coming back, because these are people's lives. This is not a joke. I need people to help join me in the international community. We need to make the European governments know what's going on. They're always complaining about the Biafran, or not Biafrans, but Biafrans too, but people in Africa in general, coming in large number, crossing the Mediterranean into Italy, into Spain. And they're always complaining, but they don't want to see why. They don't want to see why people are leaving their homes. Do you think it's easy for people to leave their homes and their families? It's not easy.
They
They're
take that
leaving.
risk.
Yeah, it's not easy. And they're leaving for a reason. It's because they are being, oh my gosh, I just wish I could shake people sometimes and get governments. It's all common sense. It's not as difficult as what you're making it. Just go on ground and speak to the people that are being persecuted, and they will tell you and show you. And
I hate it when people say common sense. Sense is not common because
no,
if it's
it's
common,
not.
everybody would have got one. This is the most expensive thing in this whole world, but Elohim gave us free of charge. But many people don't have one. They have it, but they're not using it. So
Well,
it's time for us to speak. It's time for us to do something. It's time for us to wake people that are sleeping. Tell them what is happening. Do you know a lot of people don't even know what's Biafra? I've been going to the street preaching to them. A whole lot of people don't even know what's Biafra. And thank God for this book, because a lot of people are reading the book.
yeah,
The truth behind the nation Biafra is opening up their eyes. A lot of people, once they read it, and they are more interested, they don't want to know what's happening. Because a lot of people, Westerners, they love to read, they love to see, and they
yes,
saw the thing, it has been there and it's still happening till date. Since Nigeria was created in 1914, it has been dead till now. Uju
yes,
fought for it. He lived his life and he died. It's still happening till today. So we need to end Nigeria now before Nigeria ends us. Shalom.
yes. And I agree. Like I said, I believe that government's been hijacked by terrorists. And if it's not brought to the ground and something else new happening, it's just going to keep going. If once Nigeria is taken over, it's going to keep going to South Africa and beyond. And the
Exactly.
European government needs to understand that once they take over Africa, they're going to work upwards too, to Europe.
Even
So
them, they're not safe. They might think it's happening in Africa. When this guy finish with Africa, is gonna spring forth to Europe. Even Americans are not safe. So we need to condemn evil because evil spread like kerosene.
yes,
It just like that. Like once you pour kerosene on the floor, it just melts. It keeps spreading. This is evil for you because humanity is humanity. It doesn't matter. By the time they leave these people, if they gain ground like this, to eliminate them is going to be so difficult because these people are out to take over this world.
yes.
We need to stop them now before they stop us.
Yes, and
Thank you.
I'll give you an example. of how
Yeah.
the terrorism that's going on over there will reach America. You know, Gumi, the what do you want to say? He goes to the terrorist hideouts and gives them
Yeah.
money.
To share
And
money and
yes,
working with the government. Yeah.
so he actually sponsored and spoke with the underwear bomber. I don't know if you're familiar with the underwear bomber that came on the airplane with a bomb in his underwear and tried to
Yeah.
blow up the whole airplane.
Yeah.
Well, Gumi, who the Nigerian government does nothing about, they don't arrest him. He knows where all the terrorists are. They don't follow him to the terrorist hideouts to where the terrorists are and arrest them, even though they're in Orlu and Obibo killing innocent people. They'll follow Gumi, or they'll allow Gumi and send a bag full of cash for the terrorists to negotiate the freedom of students being kidnapped, which is a new
New
business for
trend.
the terrorists.
Yeah.
And guess what? Mr. Gumi gets to run around free in Nigeria while
Yeah.
he's sending underwear bombers, stupid people that will do his bidding and blow themselves up on a plane for him. He's
Yeah.
linked to that. And the Nigerian government allows this. And I'm thinking to myself, the United States, do the US citizens know this? Do they know that this is going on and that Nigeria is sponsoring terrorists? And do our government know what's going on? And does the British government know what's going on? Because I have a problem with that. I don't want to help a country or use my tax money to send weapons to a country or to go help fight with a country that sponsors terrorists, because you're going to be helping the terrorist sponsoring government fight the good people that they're killing and slaughtering. I have a problem. And this is why I speak out. And this is why I'm giving a warning to the Southeast governors, because we will hold you accountable in international law. It is a war crime, whether you are the shooter or not.
You know, these Southeast governors, these are the people that proscribed IPOB.
Yes.
And Fulani men have been killing everybody in Nigeria. They refuse to proscribe them. And you tell me these people are human beings? And now nobody's talking about it. That's why I'm so angry with the Christians in that contraption. Do you know all the Christians, all the pastors, all the billionaires there? Because their Christianity is just a business center, what they do right there in Africa. I don't know whether you watched the video of a pastor. He called himself Suleiman. He says he's praying for COVID to continue so that we'll be buying private jet. That since COVID was there, that he keeps making money. This is supposed to be a pastor. He called himself apostle.
And
so
see,
this is evil. I don't understand the kind of thing they practice there. Call it Christianity. Look at the evil happening in the killings, even when they were playing IPOB, guys. All the Christian faith, all the pastors, men of God, I call them men of dogs, all of them are mute. Nobody condemned everything, nothing. And you see how Elohim does his own thing? All the Reverend Father didn't want to say anything. Now, if you see how many Reverend Father these guys have killed, why? Because you didn't speak out against evil, and evil must surely before you. That's why they are dying like flowers.
And what really angers me about these pastors, so-called Christian pastors, because our Bible tells us that false prophets will come in the millions and gazillions. But what really angers me is they make Christians like me that take God's word seriously and humanity seriously in my heart. And it makes all Christians everywhere look bad. And
Susan, sorry to cut you short. Do you know these evil people call themselves men of dogs? Do you know they've made a lot of people lost faith in Christianity? Most people are going back to idol worshiping in that contraption because of the thing they're doing over there, because they believe this is pure business.
Well,
they're making people to lose faith in Elohim.
I got news for the so-called Christians, and I know not every Christian is a bad Christian, but I do know in Nigeria, there, again, because of the government not allowing people to prosper, you've got people pretending and studying God's word, supposedly, and becoming men of God, supposedly, and making a living off of the people. It just amazes me how the people of Nigeria and Biafra survive every day, because you got so many scavengers. You've got the
Yeah.
terrorists, you got
You got the
the
pastors.
greedy governments, you've got the pastors that are just becoming pastors to make money off of the people and their spiritualness. I mean, you got so many scavengers, so many scavengers. And I don't know how it's lasted this long. I
You know
honestly
what?
don't.
Another thing. I just want them to wake up. I think if you watch some of my short videos I make and some of the programs that they invite me, I normally tell them to read, to open up their horizon, to open up their mental psyche. If you don't read your Bible, these guys will read the Bible and explain it the way they want you to understand.
Oh yeah,
Imagine this kind of people. These people come here for treatment when they are sick. And these girls and ladies and like
I know.
people, they will tell them to have faith, bring the money to the church, and go to the hospital. And most of them will be dying. And some of them, they will tell you that you see uncle in the village that is doing voodoo to you or pray against it. They give you fasting. You can't imagine someone that got ulcer and you
And
give the person fasting. And even some of these pastors, you see, some of these men of dogs, they're diabetic, they take their medication morning, afternoon, night. They come here, meet their doctor, they go to the best doctor, but they tell you there, don't go to the hospital, have faith. This is pure deceit. These guys, they just read inspirational books and they talk because you have a weak mind. You don't read, you don't know anything. Because Elohim did something. He hid some wisdom in this thing called books. You've seen my house, books everywhere. Why? It gives you knowledge. It will open up your eyes of understanding. It makes you to know. Not people teach you, you teach people. Why? Because you've read people's knowledge. You've read people's wisdom put in the book. You see what they told Africa? If you want to hide something for Black people, you hide it in a book. And it's just like pure truth. Okay, look at I wrote a history of for them, and I explained to them how they are related to Israel, the nation Israel. Nobody they don't want to read it. Some people even buy it because they would just want to please me. And each book sold, they got like token from there to IPOB. I told them any book you sell, get $5 out of it. This is my sweat. It doesn't matter. Put it there and support the IPOB because they need to lobby international community to get Biafra. What is happening? My people need to wake up and read to know the truth. They need to know what's happening. They need to stand up. You see somebody, you have your Bible at home, you don't open your Bible. Only Sunday you go to church for a pastor, a deceiver to explain the Bible to you. How are you going to know what's happening? The pastor is just going to deceive you. You can't imagine they me and my friend, we've got a charity organization over there. We help people. Do you know some people you help, you give them money, they are hungry. They will divide the money you gave to them. They will just go and give it these pastors. The pastor will be driving private jets, have everything, and they're hungry. Watch out during the pandemic. These
oh,
guys keep all the things in the house, and these people are hungry. Nobody even want to sell anything to help them. They were dying out of hunger, and they have churches. Do you know here, our churches here, our synagogue here, they keep helping people. They start
yes.
paying people house rent. They start
Mm-hmm.
getting people free rent and everything. They share food. You come to the church, you eat food. You come to synagogue, they sponsor you. What is happening to my people? It's
I
so
I
pathetic.
don't know, but I know here in America as well, you know, the real pastors, because like I said, there will be fake pastors and fake prophets that come out all the time, but we know them as a Christian. It is your obligation not to be misled either. You know them by their fruits. That's what God tells us. You look at a person's actions, not their words. And that's one thing I've been noticing about the people of Nigeria. They'll hear somebody say something so good in their ears and just neglect their actions and how they treat people, and they'll just think that that's a good person. No, you need to look at a person's actions. If a person is helping others or trying to protect others, like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trying to protect his people. Even if a person says, I don't like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or I don't like Susan Mount, you don't just believe them. You look at a person's actions. You look at what they're doing for others. You see what fruits they're producing. And our Bible tells us that God holds us just as accountable if we are misled. So if you're paying money to a rich pastor that is not helping teach you, because you should be trying to teach yourself too. You should be asking.
Yeah, you know what those you're just saying it because we here we are okay, we are normal. No, Nigeria is normal. You know why? The federal government have used hunger to destroy their mentality.
Yes.
All of them are hungry. They don't reason properly. Once you call yourself a Nigerian, you start having mental problem. These guys are hungry. They don't reason normal again. They need help. Sometimes I pity them. That's why if they react sometimes, I have compassion with them because these guys, most of them, poverty is the root of all evil. Poverty is the being to control mindset. If you want to control America now, seize up the economy, you see people misbehaving, you see people depressed, you see people not thinking normal. These people are not thinking normal. You can imagine a situation whereby the daughter will go of prostitution to give the parents money, and the parents will be shouting praises to the lady. This is what because see the atrocity that's happening over there. This is poverty. They use poverty to destroy these people. We need to destroy Nigeria now before Nigeria destroys us.
And it's just ridiculous because if you do keep a public without education, and you keep a public without jobs, and you keep a public without food, and you keep a public without security or rule of law, like the terrorists get to run around freely doing whatever they want to do and not hold them accountable, then you have the people suffer. And what people don't understand is they could have such a better life without leaving their country if they just stand up against all of this. And it's sad because I love the people of Nigeria. I love the people of Biafra. And Biafrans know they've got it already. They're just stuck there being held hostage. But some of the people in Nigeria, their mind frame is like so proud, like we're Nigerians, we're this, we're that. But what are you proud of when the international community, if I went out on my street in America and with a microphone and a camera, and I said, I'm going to say one word and you tell me what comes to your mind when I say this word. And if I say Nigeria in the microphone, what do you think a lot of people in America is going to say?
Terrorism, 419.
They're going to say corruption.
Fraud, corruption. Yeah, that's what they call 419.
Say corruption. They're going to say terrorism. They're going to say poor people, scammers. That's how Americans are going to say.
Not Americans, the whole world.
Yes. And do you want to be known for that? Because you all are not that. The Nigerian people there's so many good people in Nigeria and in Biafra. They're being held hostage. That's why the Biafrans fight so hard. That's what I try to tell Nigerians that believe in one Nigeria. Do you even know why the Biafrans are fighting? It's because you guys can prosper more without being held down.
Preach on. Yeah. Preach on. Okay, so I wonder why. I asked one guy, what have Nigeria done to you? Nothing. Once you anyway you are, once you call yourself a Nigerian, you've already dented your name. So why are people still fighting to be Nigerian? I don't understand. The name is evil. It's either you're Duduwa, either you are Biafran, either you are Arewa, or you call yourself Middle Belt. I don't care. But the name Nigeria needs to stop Nigeria needs to be destroyed because Nigeria has sucked a lot of blood. Okay, watch out. You read about Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible. Do you know the sins in Nigeria is worse than that of Sodom and Gomorrah?
Well,
But Elohim is so faithful because Biafrans are there. It's because of their goodness, their heart. That's why Nigeria, Elohim is still being calm to Nigeria. If not, nothing would have come out of that contraption called Nigeria.
I just wish each Nigerian would stand up and say, I'm a human being and I deserve better than this. And I'm tired of living like this. And terrorists, the terrorists don't get to make the decisions for everybody. I hate to tell them, the terrorists need to go. Enough is enough. The terrorists need to go. And us in the international community, we are going to push for this because I pay a lot of taxes. I work hard every day and pay a lot of taxes. And I'm going to hold my government officials and congressmen accountable for where they spend my money. Okay. And I'm just one American in millions paying taxes, but I do not want my money going over to governments who are sponsoring terrorists and putting people's lives at risk because Nigerians are not just an object to me. There's Christian Nigerians getting their heads cut off every day, or Christian Nigerians in the military who think that they're fighting to keep a good country, Nigeria, together, but they're being set up to be slaughtered. And come on now, we need to open our eyes and look at the evidence. We need to look at the evidence. The Nigerian government has been exposed. They came out with their own mouths. They can blame Nnamdi Kanu. They can blame the Oduduwas. They can blame anybody who they want to blame. They can shut down people speaking out in the media, but they cannot deny this, that they have come out live on channels, on whatever news network, and they have prescribed themselves as terrorists and sponsors of terrorists. Just alone by Operation Safe Corridor makes them sponsors of terrorists. How can you repent just because a guy says, oh, I was a terrorist and killed and slaughtered people yesterday, but today I want to repent? And then I get a free education, I get put into the community and into the military and police, and then who's watching them? Who's watching them? How do you know they're repentant? How do you know they're repentant? Anybody can lie and say, I'm repentant, just like Lai Muhammad. He lies all the time. Anybody can say, oh, I'm a repentant Boko Haram, and then go in the military, and then guess what?
Let me quickly add this one before we go. You know about Ikonsok.
Yes.
This is the guy defending his motherland, his fatherland, against the invaders, the killer headsmen. And this guy went to his bedroom and grabbed him and killed him.
Yeah.
And they just put Nigerian guns by his side. The army just put the guns there. And nothing is happening in Biafra land. All the terrorists are there in the north and are sending troops to my people to be slaughtering my people.
Yeah.
What is the crime of Ikonso? His crime is just like he's a Biafran. Once you're a Biafran, Nigeria will kill you.
Yeah. And just look at right now. There's soldiers in Orlu just shooting people.
Yeah.
And one day we're going to hold them accountable for this. And that's why the evidence is going to be documented. And that's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that's why I need help from the international community. I need you to be brave and stand up and speak out. We have free speech here.
Exactly.
I don't wish no harm to anybody, but I do wish that the terrorists get removed. And I wish that the hijack sponsored terroristic federal government of Nigeria comes down and something new and better gets built. I hope that the Oduduwas and the Yorubans get their nation. I hope that the Biafrans get their nation. And I hope whoever else wants to be free and get their nation and live prosperously and let your children, and not, you can just go out on a weekend, like today's Mother's Day. You can just take your mother out to eat because you worked all week and you got a paycheck, and you can go buy food and you can live your life productively. And and I feel so bad because people want to work in Nigeria. They're not lazy people. They want something to do. And because of these terrorists holding down everybody and everybody putting up with it, it is stopping everybody. And not only that, but Africa as a whole is in danger, because once they do this to one country, they're going to move on to the next, to the next, to the next.
I want to thank Nnamdi Kanu for being consistent. I just want to encourage him. It's not easy, but he shouldn't let the anger get in over him, because you can't cost the people you're protecting.
Yes.
All right. So keep doing whatever you're doing and don't listen to anyone. This is time we've picked up guns and we need to fight. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everybody. I hope with time, a lot of international community, foreign people like Mao, a whole lot of people I've spoken to. I just believe soon they will start making videos to support and get our freedom. Biafra is ours. We are all human beings. It doesn't matter whatever you believe, what you live, or anything. We need to speak out. Anywhere we see evil, we condemn it. Biafra needs to be free.
They need to be free, you all. Everybody is a hostage in that country, suffering tremendously. And everybody knows it and sees it. We need to do something. We need to be a voice for the voiceless. Obviously, if they're a voice, they're going to get shot and killed. So we need to do the needful. If we see something evil, we need to call it evil and speak out against it, or we're just as guilty. So we need to do our part. So I want people to join me. I know I'm not professional. I'm not like this grand TV station, and I don't, I'm kind of a little amateur with this computer thing, but let me tell you, I have a larger than life spirit and heart, and I care about people, and I want people to care about themselves. I want you to stand up for your loved ones and say enough is enough and get something better. I love you all. And thank you, Mr. Uzor, for coming on here.
Thank you very much. Shalom.
And we'll be listening to Nnamdi Kanu coming up soon, by the way.
Yeah. Shalom. Bye.
Shalom.